Yo, it's me, Uncle Ricky. Hey, look, America is tied up in so many things right now, and ain't none of it good, really. I mean, you know, our little tit-to-tate with China, that's still back and forth. And North Korea is threatening to blow everybody off the face of the map, and we really don't give a fuck about North Korea. The thing in Ukraine, that's a war by proxy. It's all about, you know, we say it's all about democracy, but it's basically about, we're going to fund the Ukrainians until we can't fund them no more. If they can't put down Putin, then maybe, you know, we're going to have to put boots on the ground and World War III begins officially. But there's another thing that's going on, and maybe it's not getting the headlines that it should, because in a way it's calling out America for all of its hypocrisy since 1776. And that's the little, I'm not even going to say little to today, but the conflict, the argument we're having with the African country, the sovereign nation of Uganda, about their human rights activity or their lack of activity being fair to a certain group of people in their own country, and that's their treatment of homosexuals, and particularly gay men. The Ugandans basically came out and said, we're not having it. We don't give a fuck what you do in the United States. You do what you do. But in Uganda, we're not doing it. And you can't make us do it. We don't care if you take your money. We don't care if you cut off your aid. We are not accepting homosexuality. Now, this may seem to be, you know, insignificant, maybe because it's the African nation, or it may seem to be insignificant because of what's going on here in America. You know, the overall concept of the Republican Party seems to be willing to stamp out gay rights, even though they have open gay people in their party. They're willing to choke off everybody else in the LGBTQ community. Uganda's not even getting to the, you know, the most of the, you know, outside of the gay men. They're not even recognizing trans, and they not. I don't know how they feel about lesbianism. Maybe they with that. But as far as gay men or men trying to be women or drag, they worse than the worst rednecks in Mississippi. It's like, it's not our culture. We are not changing. We don't give a fuck. You can suck our... no, that's not what they want. You can kiss our ass. We're not having it. Now, I mean, I guess, you know, if you enlightened, if you woke, which a lot of us are, you tend to be aggravated by that. But you gotta understand that Ugandans are calling out America on its own bullshit. If you can't ensure that the shit that you're telling us to do is performed on a daily basis across your country without question, don't open your fucking mouth. If you can't stand up, if you have atrocities, you have human rights violations, you have atrocities that are on the scale of the Holocaust, which a lot of people in your fucking country said never happened. But you talk about Jews being killed in ovens for what? The war in Europe, World War II, was what, 5-6 years? 6 million Jews died, according to history. But you don't want to address the fact that you enslaved our brothers and sisters from 1619 to 1863. You don't want to address all the people that look like us that died in bondage, picking cotton and working themselves to death in sugarcane and draining the swamps to make rice paddies in Carolina and down the southern eastern coast. You don't want to talk about that. In fact, you are almost to the point that there's certain states called red states, conservative states, where they want to erase that from history because it's insignificant to them. It doesn't matter because in their own minds, America would not be shit unless it was for white people. Some people, even there's a few black people that even because they've been brainwashed by your white people, that said slavery was a gift from God towards black people. You do not want to stand up for your bullshit. What about all the millions of black Africans that died on the Middle Passage from Africa to the United States or to North America because they were either killed because they resisted, or they were killed because they were ill and would not bring any money at market, or they committed suicide because they did not want to live a life of degradation and slavery. Everything that is a minority in your country, in the United States, your government, your majority white-run government has committed some type of atrocity. Wounded Knee, the Trail of Tears, the Japanese internment, slavery, civil rights. You have people, white people in your country that feel that it is necessary and their God-given right to go out and kill people that are not white. It goes on today and it has happened, it has occurred down through history. You fought an entire civil war over the right to own people as slaves. The indigenous people, the people that own the land that you now call the United States, the people that you label Native Americans just to put your cloak over them, you slaughtered them, you massacred them, you raped their women, you took their children captive and put them in religious schools where they were tortured and abused in the name of your God. And you call us savages and heathens. You say that we violate human rights because we will not accept certain things amongst our people, who, when we say our people actually all do look alike. Our people basically come from the same tribal heritage. Our people basically still to this day actually are somewhat unified. You talk about our political system, you say that we're corrupt, you say that we have politicians that have stolen elections and rigged elections, when you have a whole country that's on the verge of a civil war because of a lie that was told by a president that was not only stupid, was not only petty, ineffective, and really wasn't even qualified for the job except for the hype that he built up among a group of petty individuals that were either only concerned about making money, which they thought that this nut was going to do for them, or they got behind the racism and the hate that came out of his mouth during his entire time in the White House, and still continues to spew out of his mouth in his attempt to get back into the White House. But yet and still, you have the nerve, America, to tell Uganda what to do. We're not having it no more. Your money doesn't mean shit. We'll go somewhere else and get money. There's some other white country that will be willing to give us our money and let us control ourselves and exercise our own view towards homosexuals and not call it a human rights violation. America, you know, when hypocrisy has nothing but negative effects. Whatever power you had, the longer you continue to bathe yourself and wallow in your own hypocrisy, the weaker you make yourself, because your word means nothing. We know that you are full of bullshit as soon as you open your mouth, because you don't walk the walk. You don't walk the talk that you make, or you don't talk the walk that you want us to make. Hypocrites, we look at you basically no longer as the great white father or the great white nation. We look at you as the clowns that you really are. And that's kind of crazy, because there are people out there that fear clowns for whatever reason, but the majority of adult people, the majority of people that consider themselves to be independent thinking people consider clowns. They don't even consider clowns. Clowns have no purpose, clowns have no use, and clowns should be ignored except for a laugh or two. So right now, America, because you are the clowns that you are, we just choose to laugh at you and tell you to kick fucking rocks. Well, that's me, Uncle Ricky. Y'all can chew on that shit if you want to. If not, I don't really give a fuck. But until later, peace out and God bless.